my name is Claire Stack, and I've worked here at Nielsen's for almost 10 years. It feels like I've worked in a flower shop my whole life. I started when I was 17. I used to be a history teacher, but when my husband moved to Amsterdam, I went with him, of course, and I worked in a flower shop. One of the best things I learned how to do in a flower shop was how to do a proper hand tie or an arrangement in a vase that you can use from a hand tie. So today I'm going to demonstrate how to do a good, simple arrangement that you can be proud of, display in your home. We start with a vase full of fresh water. We clean all of our vases with fresh water and bleach. Make sure you have a great pair of clippers so that when you cut the stems don't ever get clogged with bacteria that could potentially collect in a vase that's not full of clean water. So make sure you clean your water every few days, and let's get started. I always want to start with a nice small little handful of greens. Make sure that you ask for your greens when you come into Nielsen's. I'm going to take usually my largest flower, and I'm going to give it a bit of a sweater of greens, just like that. And then I'm going to start to work in what I like to call a triangle pattern. So although it won't look like a triangle, I'm always going to be working with my 3 idea. I put some more greens around it. The more I get into this arrangement, the less greens I'm going to use. But see here, now I have my triangle. So now I build from that. And I like to turn it every once in a while to make sure that I always have my flowers properly spaced. So now maybe I want to put my lily over here, my next lily. I'm going to turn it around so that the flowers that are open right now are away from each other. Another piece of green. And I'm going to put a celosia. These are celosia, or otherwise known as coxcomb. Make sure you clean off the leaves of the part that you think is going to sit in the water. We don't want leaves sitting in the water. Another piece of green. And I'm going to, look, I just turned that. So I'm going to put my rose over here. You just kind of always want to make sure that your flowers are spaced evenly around and are almost in a triangular pattern. It's easy to work your flowers and your greens at the same time. Make sure you have a good grip on your flowers. And I'm going to probably put my next lily here, so that the lilies fill up the center. And guess what? I'm going to put my rose here because that seems like the obvious spot. And I'm going to put another piece of green, and I'm going to put my celosia. Make sure your heights are good. And look at that, that's perfect. I'm going to clean off my stems. I'm going to give it a nice fresh cut with my good clippers. That stem is thick. Now, if you're just going to take this home, or you're going to give it to somebody, you can tie it with a piece of wire. Just wrap it around nicely like this. Otherwise, I'm going to measure it here with my vase. And I want the greens to sit right above the vase. Make sure I give it a nice little more cut, because I know those are going to be too tall. And look at that. It falls ever so nicely. And we're done.
Great, Claire.